Hello everyone, this is our second encounter in documentation class. Okay, so we shall be proceeding from where we actually stopped in our last class. Now let's just I want to give us a rundown on what we did in the last class so it becomes easier for us to try to have a nexus, okay, a frequency level with this class we are in now. All right. So in the last class, we gave an introduction to documentation, all right? We stipulated what the rules, we stipulated the fundamentals that inform the documentation class. Okay, so we said the fact that we have system of documentation, okay? The system of documentation will mean MLA, APA. The MLA meaning Modern Language Association. That such appertains to those doing literature. Okay? While the APA meaning American Psychological Association, okay, it appertains to those working on language. Good. Having said that, I'll just give a rundown. Then I'll brush us up on the nitty-gritties that we need to get acquainted to. Okay, so now last time, or better still, we said that there are ways of documenting. Okay, there are ways of documenting. Better still, there are ways of doing a quotation. Basically, we can do a quotation, okay, simply by saying this: A, the verbatim quote, okay, the verbatim quote. B, what do we have? The paraphrase quote. The paraphrase quote. Now, I want to make you understand something, right? When we talk about the verbatim quote, verbatim means lifting what an authority has said. The authority there means an arbiter, okay, someone that is actually a connoisseur, a pundit, a paragon at that area of study. Check for instance, someone like Woloshenka, okay, is a well-known figure when it comes to literary aesthetics. Hence, we can say Woloshenka is an authority in that field. Now, when we say verbatim quote, is when you lift or when you borrow materials or you borrow quotations, okay, from this scholar by not mixing any words they've said, by saying precisely and exactly what they've said. Even if they made a mistake there, you're also lifting the mistake in quotation. Good. Now, when it comes to the verbatim quotation, is bifurcated into two. Okay? Now, there are two subsets of verbatim quotation. Now, we have the woven in, and the indented. And the indented quotation, okay? Woven in and what? And the indented. When we talk about the woven in actually is simply implies that the quotation is found, okay, within the broad text. That means it's part of the text, okay? Whereas the indented quotation is not part of the text. Take for instance, look at this example that I want to cite here. right, now let's look at this. This is a paradigm or an example of a woven in text citation. Now, of course, this is an in-text citation, okay? Now, men are the causes of their own demise. They play ignorant to things concerning them, okay? Now, look at this. From this aspect here down, okay, to here is the text itself, all right? Now, from here, we have to acknowledge a writer that has written something to buttress these elements here. Good. Now we said, according to Mary Jackson, men are ignorant. Men are very gullible. They believe everything. Now look at this. This is a quotation. This quotation is found within the text. Okay? It is found within the text. So it's part of the text. Do you understand? This is what we call a woven in verbatim quotation. Now, another thing to note is this. When we talk about the woven in verbatim quotation, the woven in, look at what we have here. This is the inverted comma, or you can call it quotation mark. Okay? That means when we talk about the woven in citation, it must go with what? With an inverted comma. Is that clear? It must go with what? An inverted comma. That shows that what? That this captures what the writer has said, okay, in verbatim, precisely, in the exact words of the writer. Is that clear? Now take note, look at this. This is called the parenthesis, right? This is the page number. Out there. Now, because this is an MLA format, okay, we do not put P and 44. Now what I'm saying here is that we don't write it like this, P42. Okay? This is an APA format. This style is an APA format. So it does not subscribe to this format. If you do like this, yeah, you feel it. Now look up. Look at the period or the full stop, as the case may be. The full stop is found after what? After the parenthesis, after the brackets. Okay? So in this kind of quotation, take note, the full stop comes after what? After the page number. It's very salient. It's very, very important for us not to neglect this. Do you understand? But if we're working on the indented quotation, it's not going to be like this. Okay? It will be quite different from what we have here. So like I said again, this one you can see how it is, that we are quoting what Mary Jackson has said. Therefore, it has to what? Be within the woven in. Now, one thing you should understand is this. When we're talking about the MLA, the MLA format is what we are starting with first. Now, the MLA format stipulates that what? That if we are quoting from anything beyond 4 lines, okay, if our quotation exceeds 4 lines, okay, automatically we are supposed to do the indented quotation. Are you getting me? If it surpasses 4 lines or quotation, we have to make it what? An indented quotation. Is that clear? Now look at this quotation here. It does not even exceed it's not more than 2 lines. Look at it from here. Men are, you understand what I'm saying? So it's within the axis of what? Of two lines. All right? Good. Let's try the indented style of quotation. Let's see how it goes. Okay. Let's try that. So one thing there is that you must be very, very proactive in thinking. You must know how to think about something logical that will stand as your quotation. Okay, let's form a quote for the indented style. Okay, we are still on that. All right, so now see what we have here. Can we see what's there? Now, this is an example of what they call indented quotation. Indented. Now, when we say indented, okay, since it's MLA, the quotation has to be beyond 4 lines. Now, by indented, we have to push, okay, some measure, okay, inwards in our booklet. We have to push in some measure inward so that we can have some space from the margin, okay, down to where we are writing. Good. This is text. Language is a major tool for communication. Without it, blah blah blah. And so now this is the major text. Now look at it. Look at Oko's point of view. His quotation. We say Oko stressed that a colon comes in. Can you see it now? A colon comes in. Now look at it now. So we have pushed some way inwards. You know what I'm saying? Then this is quotation that we have here. Now look at this. At this point in time, this is not a full stop, okay? I think it's from the board. It's not a full stop. Now look at what the full stop is. The full stop is before the parenthesis. Look at it. If it were to be the woven in citation, the full stop would have been after. But because we are working on the indented quotation, the full stop is what? Is before the word, the page number. This is a major difference between what the woven in and what and the indented quotation. All right, good. So let's proceed. That's how we do our indented quotation. Okay. So having said that, we want to look into the issue of name in the text and not named in the text. That is, author being named in the text and not being named in the text, because it's another issue that keeps dragging our feet into the mud. We'll come to the issue of verbatim quote. Okay. Now, let's just talk about the paraphrase first. For the paraphrase, okay, the paraphrase quotation stipulates that you just do your normal quotation without putting the inverted comma. Just your normal in-text citation, okay, without putting the inverted comma. Is that clear? Don't put the inverted comma. Okay, that's the paraphrase quotation. We'll do that later. Now, I want to look at the issue of author name in the text and author not name in the text. This has always served as a bone of contention to many students. Now, for the one author named in the text, okay, in this scenario, the author's name is found within the text of the quotation. Is that clear? The author's name is found, but in the non-name in the text, the author's name is not found in the text. Let's give an example. Okay, are we there? Now, look at this. This is a vivid example of an in-text citation of an author being named in the text. Exactly. Now, as you can see, we have every student aims to do well in his or her exam. This is just the text. Now look at it. Within the text, we have Onyinyechi Udumuku. Okay? Onyinyechi Udumuku is what is a scholar. That is the author. So he is named in the text. Okay? Now look at it now. Because he is named in the text, alright? Now, at this point here, we are not going to repeat the name in the parentheses. Do you understand? What do? We just put out the page number and the full stop. Exactly. But if we're looking at author, okay, author not named in the text, okay, now we are going to push this backward. Look at this. We are going to make do with this, okay, so it becomes easier for us. All right, are we there? So let's take this. Okay, are we there? Now look at this. So have here. So, okay. Okay. Now we have now what look, this is an example of author not named in the text. Look at the quotation. Most students are always reluctant in work. This is where it ends, okay? Now, look at Udumuku. Udumuku is the writer, is the author. Now, take notes. In the parentheses, we are not supposed to put the first and last name of the author. What occurs in the parentheses, what? It's always the surname. The name that occurs here is always the surname. Exactly. So, when the surname of the writer will be here, then we'll have our page number, our full stop follows. Is that clear? That's how we do this. Okay? So on your own, you can try that on your own. Okay? You can try that on your own. Alright, let's look at other examples to see how far we can go. Now, if you are giving an example of two authors named in the text, two authors named in the text. If you are giving such examples of two authors named in the text, what you simply do is that you write the text, of course. Then inside the text, like we said, name the text. Inside the text, what do? You put the two authors in the text. For example, according to Stephen Anurudu, okay? According to Stephen Anurudu and Joseph Ahutu. According to Stephen Anurudu and Joseph Ahutu. Blah 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 blah. Then after which you come downward and put your page number. Is that clear? You come down and put your page number. Same thing goes. Now, if it's more than three authors, what do? You put a tag. The full stop must be there. For instance, you put, let's say, Anurudu. Okay? A tag. That's for more than three authors. For MLA, don't forget, we're working on the MLA discourse. For MLA, just put a tag for that. Exactly. Now, oftentimes, they will always give you an examination in the EST department. They will tell you, do an in-text citation, okay, of a book by, let's say, Dr. Obarigomba, okay? Do an in-text citation of a book by Dr. Obarigomba. If you're given that to do, that does not mean you should go look for a text written by Dr. Obarigomba. Do you know what I'm saying? You shouldn't do that. What you are supposed to do is that you are supposed to couch it from your head. Just couch something logical. Couch something that's, in fact, that makes sense, all right? That is quite logical, that makes sense. In fact, that once one hears it, okay, it should sound very sensible to the person. Couch it. It might be on any subject. It might be on any discourse. Do you know what I'm saying? So you must not necessarily go look for a book written by Dr. Obarigomba. Now please, whenever they say Dr. Obarigomba, okay, say Dr. Obarigomba, professor, whatever, those titles, please don't indicate titles in your what? In your in-text citation. Don't indicate titles in your in-text, okay? So for now, that's the much you can take for now. So we'll have an engagement in our next class. I hope to see you in our next class. I wish you keep practicing this. The more you practice, the more it becomes easier for you to actually swing your way into it. Thank you. Hook you up next time.